Welcome to Carlton's Math Corner. Today we're going to be talking about percent proportions. At this time, please make sure that you have your vocabulary packet as well as your math journal. Our target today is I can find the given percent of a whole number. So let's talk about, first of all, what a percent proportion is. What that means is that I have two ratios, or in this case, they're written as fractions. And so the first ratio is equal to the second one. And we were using this setup actually in our last video to find a percent of a number. And so we just didn't actually call it and refer it to something. So it's actually called a percent proportion. And so the setup is a part to a whole and then the part of a percent out of the whole amount, which is 100. So if I'm looking for, missing information, I can use this box. Like in our last video, we found the missing part because we were given a percent, we were given the whole amount, and we were able to find that missing part. Well, now we're going to have other things that are missing. For instance, in this situation, we have percent that's missing. And so it says, what is the percent of, and I'm going to highlight of, and I'm going to highlight is. So of 15 is $9. Now, first of all, remember in our last video, we said part is usually referred to with using the word is, and then whole is usually seen with the word of. Because if I'm taking a part of something, the whole amount is usually what follows that word of. And so what we're going to do is use that terminology for us to set up a box. So it says, what is the percent of 15 is 9? Well, okay, if we set this up, first of all, the 100 goes here because we're trying to find a percent and we don't know the percent. So I'm going to leave that one blank. I can just put a percent sign, but we're going to leave it blank. And so now I need to figure out what goes as the part and what goes as the whole. And it has nothing to do with which number is smaller or larger, okay? Yes, the part can be smaller than the whole, but if you notice in the last video, some of our percents were over 100%, and so our part was actually larger. It was greater than our whole amount, okay? And so don't go by just by, well, the smaller number has to go on top, because that's not always the case. What I want you to look for is these key words. If you see the word of, look at the number that follows it. That is the whole amount. So our whole amount is 15. And is 9. 9 is our part. Because they're saying if I take a percent of 15, I will get the answer of 9. And so we need to figure out what percent that is. So we're going to use this box to do the same steps. We're going to do the same steps that we did before. We're going to go diagonally first, 9 times 100, and then we're going to divide by 15. So let's do that. Let's do 9 times 100 divided by 15. And our diagonal is a little, is different. It's on the other side now, but that's okay. As long as we start with the diagonal first and then divide, then our answer will always be correct. So our answer is 60%. Now we can even check our answer. Is 9, so watch, 9 divided by 15, that's 0.6. Is that the same as 60 divided by 100? It is. Because remember, this box is setting up two equivalent ratios or two equivalent fractions. Okay? And so they should be the same when you get your final answer. How about this one? What is the percent? What is the percent wait. What percent is, it's not supposed to say what is the percent. What percent is 11 of 25? Okay, so we know 100, that goes in there. We don't know the percent again, so I'm going to put a percent sign. But if we follow the words, is 11 of 25, remember to find the whole number, you look to the right of the word of. So our number is 25, and then is 11. So let's multiply. If we go, remember diagonally first, 11 times 100 divided by 25. The answer is 44. And I can check my answer by doing 11 divided by 25 is 0.44. Is that the same as 44 divided by 100? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, how about this one? This is different. We have a number that's missing, not a percent. We're given the percent. So let's get, oops, well, let's put 40 and 100. Now look at your words, because what number is, and we don't know, it's 40% of 120. Well, actually, this is very similar to what we did in our last video, where we're finding the part. Because if you notice the word of and you look to the right of it, the number that follows is 120. And so that means that our whole number is 120. So let's take 40 times 120 and divide it by 100, and we get an answer of 48. And that's my missing number. That's my missing part. How about the next one? It says Zach and Colin scored 48% of their team's points. If their team had a total of 50 points, how many points did they score? Well, they gave us the total points, so that is the whole amount. The 100 stays the same. We're given a percent, so let's put that in there. So we just need to calculate this. So we need to take 48 diagonally times 50 divided by 100, and the answer is 24. What about this? It says I can determine a whole number which is stated, and we're given a percent, and we're not given the whole amount. Okay, if you notice, look at the word of, and then it says we're missing a number. So that means we are missing the whole amount because there is no number that follows that word of. We do have the 25%. We do know 100. And the only other number that's next to is 18, and that is considered our part. So we're trying to figure out this other missing number. Well, do you see a diagonal? Yep, it might be in a different spot, but if you notice, 18 and 100 are diagonal from each other. So we're going to do 18 times 100 divided by 25. And the answer is 72. And you can always check your answer. 18 divided by 72, 0.25, and 25, whoops, divided by 100, 0.25. They're both the same. 40% of what is 26? Well, this is the same as before. We know the percent, and the thing that's missing is there's no number following the word of, so that means we're missing this box. We're missing the whole amount, but we do know the part. So we can put that in there and we can calculate 26 times 100 divided by 40, and the answer is 65. And so that is our whole amount. And remember to always check your work. At this time, will you please complete these 3 problems, and I'll scroll down again. 30% of what number is 58? 20 is what percent of 120? And then 12 is 86% of what number? Thank you so much for joining me at Carlton's Math Corner, and I look forward to meeting with you again.